Hi folks, and welcome back. We're on Contention Cold War again, and we're back in the Mirage F1 after a long time, as requested by some of you. Contention Cold War is currently on Era 4, which is something new that they're running for the launch of the full fidelity MiG-29 Fulcrum. Since the Fulcrum launched with some radar, IFF and RWR issues, it's not too strong on 80s at the moment, so they've made it a credit plane on Cold War, along with the F-14 and the Harrier for Blue. As part of this era, they've also unlocked most of the best Fox 2 missiles and a lot of the better Fox 1 missiles for all the airframes. So blue planes get the 9 Lima and AIM-7F, while red planes get the R60M, and the Mirage F1 in particular gets the Magic 2 and S530F missiles. These missiles really do unlock the full potential of the Mirage F1, as it allows it to excel at boom and zoom and hit and run style tactics. In fact, I've had so much fun with the F1 in this era that I haven't even flown the 29 yet on the Cold War server. So this is a quick video showing a sortie with another F1 that I flew with at a time when the server was fairly busy and things were a bit chaotic. On a side note, I've also read some of the comments from some of you about the recording quality. It's something I'm working on. I've already switched from NVIDIA Shadowplay to OBS, and this has brought a small improvement because OBS captures both the high resolution foveated region and the low resolution outer part of the screen, but it's still not great. I'm working on testing different settings to change the balance between the sharp high resolution area in the middle and the low res outer region to try to improve the recording quality. The issue is that increasing the resolution on the outer region hits FPS pretty hard, so I need to tweak that balance a bit carefully so that I still get a decently smooth experience in the cockpit. This particular video is recorded with OBS, but without any of the resolution changes that I mentioned. Hopefully the next one should have the new settings and be a step up in visual quality. So with that long-winded intro out of the way, let's get into the air and into the action. After takeoff, there was a bit of confusion with us chasing some A-10s. I was mostly flying round and round looking for who the enemy was, but eventually I formed up with my wingman and we went north to look for some F4s and F5s on EWR. I locked something up with my radar and my Fox 1s indicate tone. The green dot says I'm in parameters, so I launch, but this is a mistake. He's so low that the missile flies into the ground trying to pull lead. This is a common issue when firing missiles close to the ground. They have no concept of where the ground is, they just try to pull lead. Because the missiles in this era are so good, people are trying to fly even lower, so it's something to be mindful of. You can hear me cutting in and out of burner because I want to be fast to avoid the Sparrow flood shot from any F4s, but at the same time I don't want to be in burner unnecessarily to avoid becoming an easy target for a 9 Lima as well. Also, I'm watching carefully for any hint of white smoke that might indicate an incoming missile. I've got tone for my Magic 2 Fox 2 missiles, but he's running north very fast. I'm hesitant to fire because in a tail chase against a fast target in burner, the PK is very low. Eventually we break off because we don't want to get dragged back to his base. As I'm turning, I spot an F4 that didn't seem to be on EWR, so he may have been low. My missiles are locked onto something, but without being certain what they're locked onto, I don't want to fire. He passes in front of me and starts climbing, which is lining up well for a Fox 2 shot. There's no flares from him, so he probably doesn't know I'm there. I pull him into the HUD, get tone and Fox 2. The missile tracks easily and splash F4. I then dive immediately for the deck because there's lots of bandits around. My wingman was saying he was being chased by an F-86, so I'm looking for him. There goes my wingman, and shortly after that I spot the F-86 chasing him as well, but then I also see that there's an F4 behind him, so I call out a warning as I start to turn towards them. My missiles have tone at this point, but I didn't fire because with 3 planes in front of me, I wasn't sure who they were locked onto. By the time I do fire, it's too late. They go dumb, and then I turn into the F4. He spots me, he turns into me as well. I take a snapshot as he passes in front of me, and of course I miss. I really should do better with shots like that, but then we turn into each other and now we're in a one circle. I'm at a good fuel weight, so this should be to my advantage, but being so close to the ground, I have to be careful about the Mirage's adverse yaw so I don't fly into the ground and maneuver kill myself. Plus the Mirage's ATAR engine isn't super responsive, so you have to allow plenty of time for power up. Overall, I probably wasn't as aggressive with the pull through these one circles because I was being mindful about adverse yaw and the low altitude, and as a result I can't get him to overshoot out in front of me. Eventually he does end up behind me, but because I feel in control, I feel like I can cut the throttle and try to get him to shoot out. I realize there's a second F4, but he does shoot out in front of me. I switch to my Fox 1 missiles, wait for the lock. It takes an eternity, but eventually the radar locks him, and then shortly after that I get tone and fire. He climbs away, but the 530 missile has plenty of energy to climb up and hit him. I immediately brake and start looking for that second F4, thinking he has to be somewhere close behind me. I'm not seeing him, which is not necessarily a good sign. But then as I turn the other way, I see a fireball and my wingman calls out that he splashed the other F4, so I'm in the clear. At this point, I'm Winchester, so I plug the burner, put the nose down, and head south towards Hama to get the hell out of there. And there you go, folks. I have to say I've enjoyed this Era 4 a lot more than I thought I would. My initial reaction was that it would just be a nice opportunity to fly the Fulcrum in a slightly less harsh environment than the 80s server, but I'm really enjoying the fact that it's very different to the other eras. All the usual skills that you practice in Era 1, 2, 3 about BFM with the rear aspect Fox 2s don't necessarily work as well here. You can't just assume you're going to get to the merge and then figure it out from there. You've got to be hyper vigilant before the merge, and in that aspect it's actually closer to the 80s scenario in many ways. But the fact that you're flying older jets with worse SA than the F-16, F-18 have is what makes it really interesting. I do hope the server devs keep this up as an occasional mission in the regular rotation. And as always, if you liked what you saw, come check out Contention. It's a lot of fun, and don't be intimidated by the fact that you might not have done something like that before. Everyone has to start somewhere. So thanks for watching, folks, and see you in the next video.